Hey, what's up, everyone? Jasper Gonzo here. What's next? Identity politics. Yes, the ugly two-word phrase that has become synonymous with wokeness, synonymous with stupidity, synonymous with ignorance, and just dumb. But especially when it comes to our sports. Sports that are beloved. Being a Philly guy who grew up with Eagles, Flyers, Sixers, Phillies, watching them as a kid, you just watched the game. You got frustrated, you got happy, you ran the gamut of emotions. But unfortunately, we live in an era and an age where it's no longer about the skill. It's no longer about your experiences. It's no longer about how good athletically you are or the opportunities that are given to you or that you've worked hard to get those opportunities. Now it's all about the racism. It's all about the gender. It's all about the skin color. That's all it is now. Don't take my word for it. Let's take a look. Only see skin color. Shocker, right? The United States is in the midst of an era in which our most influential figures essentialize individual persons based on the color of their skin. And I'll add, not through their skill or athletic ability. They don't see John go to the market anymore. They see John, who is a insert color here, insert gender here, go to the market. This means John's life is crumbled up into a ball and thrown aside. None of it matters. He has been defined by whatever race is. From now on, that's his identity. And you can apply this to sports. You can apply this to Hollywood. You can apply this to our current media. They are obsessed with this nonsense. The mindset is applied to large-scale issues. George Kirby, or St. Kirby, for those who forgot. Death was tragic, as all unnecessary deaths are. Most public figures didn't refer to it as tragic, though. Politicians, talk show hosts, journalists barely uttered the word. They called his death racist. We have yet to see or hear definitive proof that Floyd's death was, in fact, racially motivated, which even during the Chauvin trial did not prove that to be the case. The only evidence we have is that a white person killed a blackish person. That's it. Ever wonder why the prosecution in the Floyd murder trial did not call the crime racist, except maybe once? Because it couldn't be proven. It's not a narrative. It's a narrative that led our leaders to accept riots across the country, half a dozen cities being burned, cops getting shot, residents being scared to death, stores looted, etc., etc. I lost my train of thought, excuse me. And allowed outside pressure to influence the jury, Derek Chauvin was ultimately found guilty on all charges. Perhaps Chauvin is guilty of murder in a second degree. I wasn't in the courtroom, so it's not my place to say. But was it anyone's place? Or was it Chauvin on trial for systematic racism, which we believe, which of course systematic racism doesn't exist. It's not tangible. Something you can put your hands on, that you can wrap your mind around it. In the recent past, people who judged others based on skin color often least attempted to hide their motives. Now, they don't even try. In fact, now their racist outlook is cheered. Take Vice President Kamala Harris. Perhaps then presidential candidate Joe Biden chose her to be her running mate because of her personality, ideas, vision, or even her credentials. I wanted to miss that possibility. However, Biden and his team said they picked Harris because she's black. Influential people and groups literally demanded that he select a black female VP, and he obeyed, like the good little dementia patient that he is. Harris also likely had other appealing qualifications. After all, she was not the only black female candidate, yet whatever those other qualifications were, the Biden campaign mostly kept them from the public as if they didn't matter, weren't worth a mention. Excuse me. What a disservice this is to Harris. Democrats and the media may think that they did Harris a favor, but they didn't. They aren't doing favors for anyone. They are reducing every single one of us down to our race and gender. Identity politics, plain and simple. Biden's New York Times acclaimed, quote, equity campaign just furthers his movement. As the extremely intelligent and a man that I have tremendous respect for, Professor Victor Davis Hanson wrote Sunday, this entire racial pivot goes against everything that which Martin Luther King Jr. fought for, to make race incidental, not essential to who Americans are. Words to live by. In Washington, there is no going back. It's not a shot at the Democratic Party to say that it views everyone through the lens of race. They are champions of it. They're championing this cause. They believe it to be the path forward. This political push has trickled down so far that it's now changed the way industries such as higher education, Hollywood, professional sports are viewed and operated. Students have been told that the only way to succeed at major universities is to agree, listen, and not to question. Isn't that what you're at college to do? Question everything? I've got opinions on things. I've got, this doesn't look right, doesn't sound right to me. What do you think, professor? No. An assistant dean just publicly stated last week that all white people are racist. All white people. All of them. Quote, I hate whiteness, says Kate Slater, assistant dean at Brandeis University in Waltham, Massachusetts, one of the most prestigious universities in the country, easily over $50,000 per year. The statement is blatantly racist and is not exaggeration or an insult to say so. Slater and her bosses agree that it's racist. Both are likely proud of it. Excuse me. Entertainment is the same way. Turn on an award show and listen to the topics. The days of celebrating Gandalf and Jack Dawson are no more. Then there's the world of sports. For reasons few can explain, those who are paid to talk and write about sports use the word racist as frequently as civil rights activists do. Whose talking points are more focused on race? Al Sharpton or Max Kellerman? Al Sharpton or Bomani Jones? Al Sharpton's MSNBC or, per Mark Levin, MSLSD's colleagues or the talentless ESPN payroll? Let's have that conversation. Sports stories that were once covered in a fun, lighthearted way are now drenched in baseless accusations of white privilege. In the first 85 NFL drafts, commentators rushed to the mock drafts to count how many quarterbacks could go in the top 10. For this year's 86th, ESPN's leading talk show, First Take, counted on how many whiteys could be taken early. That's pathetic. Tim Tebow, maybe the most popular college quarterback of our lifetime, the most successful college quarterback of our lifetime, the most dominant college quarterback of our lifetime. It's called facts. And his former college coach have given him an opportunity to play backup tight end in the NFL, with the opportunity to start. Historically, that would have been a fun subplot during the NFL offseason. No, my friends. Not now. There's nothing fun about it. Since the day Ian Rappaport reported that Tebow could get a shot at making the roster, media members, leftist media members, let's be accurate now, have screamed racism. Context and logic don't matter. Tebow is white. That is all the media sees. This development fired Stephen A. Smith, who's gotten destroyed as of late. Smith, so much that he ignored the fact that the 4 highest paid quarterbacks in NFL history are all black, and said that black players are not given the same chances to make the money white players are. That's a flat out lie. A flat out lie. Didn't stop him though. Viewing John, insert color here, insert gender here, going to the market is a habit, one that we won't easily break. That is why every week, panelists on Real Time Bill Maher can't help but to point out the skin color of subjects at hand, and why on Monday, Stephen A. Smith reacted to the punk who threw a water bottle at Kyrie Irving as a white punk. Not a punk, but a white punk. Chicago Mary Lori Lightweight also recently declared that she would not take questions, that she would only take questions from black or brown reporters. It's somehow normal to refer individuals by their race now. And I could go on and on. But my thoughts regarding this issue. The story hits dead on. Sadly, we live in an age where your skills, your talent, your experience, your opinion, your prerogatives, and yes, even our prejudices, our everyday prejudices. You know, we prefer this over that, this car over that car. I prefer, this type of woman over this type of woman, or this type of man over this type of man, is no longer the case. Now it's what skin color you are and what's between your legs. And that is a sad and pathetic life to be living. And sadly, you have those in media, and just referring to this story, to sports media. Stephen A. Smith, who's originally from New York, who got his start in Philadelphia, covering local sports. I've known him pretty much, his sports ability, his sports commentating ability, for the better part of almost like 30 years. And I'll tell you right now, he is incredibly talented. No one's saying he's not. But if you look at what he's been able to do over the last 10 years, and instead of just concentrating on the sports aspect, basically now it's just concentrating on the color aspect. In my opinion, he's always seen things through the prism of race. It's not just politics, not just politicians who have ownership of that. Sports media does as well. But Tebow was given the opportunity. If we're just going to concentrate on Tim Tebow for a second. Tim Tebow was given the opportunity to reunite with his former college coach that helped him win 2 national titles. And of course, Tim Tebow, who won 2 Heisman trophies and was a finalist for a 3rd. I think I agree. This should have been a great subplot. It would have been, a feel-good story, only because Tim Tebow's been out of the league for almost a decade. One, I'm a huge Tim Tebow fan. Great guy, great personality, great human being. And that separates him from his athletic prowess. He's been given a golden opportunity, and I'm sure he will do everything in his power to make the team, whether it be starting tight end or to be the backup. But when it comes to the stupidity and the nonsense and the ignorance that comes from our sports media in relegating everything to your race or to your gender, that's a severe, severe lack of knowledge. Well, no, that's ignorance. That's being ignorant. That's intentional. And that's a sad place to live in. That's a world I don't like living in. Unfortunately, they continue to do things like this, which continue for me to roast them, and continue for me and others, conservative libertarians, even just liberals, who love sports, who just want to see the game being played. I don't want to see Black Lives Matter. I don't want to see. I don't want to see. I don't want to see this nonsense being spewed all over our college. We've had that for the last 2-3 years. Don't want to see it anymore. We've seen the massive backlash against them. We see NBA ratings all-time lows, including the finals of last year, and it continues this year. We saw Major League Baseball get slammed, for their wokeness. It's women's soccer. Women's soccer, when you got Rapinoe running around going, "I'm the greatest thing," running around with her rainbow color hair. Of course, now she's feeling it now because it's her month. But this is the nonsense. This is the continued nonsense that continues to be spewed all over the sports waves. And that is, like I said, it's going to be an ongoing problem. You have more people standing up to it. You got Bill Maher, of all people, saying, you know what, this wokeness nonsense needs to stop, not just in Hollywood, but also he's mentioned sports as well. You have those who are saying, hey, you know what, this wokeness is trash. And, people, are just tired of it. Sports is a fantasy. That's what it's meant to be. It's meant to be a getaway from the everyday. But when your everyday is in your face, especially if you're watching a game and you're seeing politics being spewed all over the screen, from the commercials to the game itself, no. We just want sports back. That's what we want. And now, being that COVID restrictions are being lifted across the country, hopefully, God willing, we actually have sports and not political garbage. And with that being said, I'm Jasper Gonzo. This is What's Next. I want to see more videos just like this. Please comment below, like it, share it, subscribe to it, hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace.